Setup. The map is laid out on the table. Each deck shuffled and appropriate pieces laid near the board as mentioned in the rule booklet. The blood eye is placed at the beginning of the awakening track. Each player receives squad markers and matching control cards for his necromancer. The control cards are laid out in front of each player from left to right, from the necromancer card marked N to Roman numerals 1 through 5. The matching squad markers are placed nearby each card. Each player is dealt one necromancer card. This card takes possession of each player. They are no longer human. Each player now has knowledge of the darkest corners of space and arcanum. You are an evil wizard. But first, you must complete the setup. The necromancer card is placed face up on the N control card. Each player is also dealt one necromonk card, 2 bribe cards, 1 construct card, and 1 summon card. These cards form a player's starting hand. If any event cards are dealt at this time, please discard it to box and draw again from the same deck. Now you must construct the cave. Cave construction. Each player is given a lair, a great hall, a tunnel, and a throne room tile. Players roll a d12 to determine a starting player. Highest roller is given the start player necro token and will begin every cycle. The starting player must place a great hall extending from the pit room. When placing any piece, the spaces must match the hex grid of the map. Don't be a fool like this player. At the end of the hall, the player must place his lair. The lair is surrounded by a jaggedy wall of molten, corrupted steel. The jaggedy wall will not match the hex grid. The hexes of the actual lair must match the map. It is okay for the lair or any tile to be laid on the awakening track or off the map in general, as long as the map's hex grid is always respected. After the first player has laid their tiles, each player, in clockwise order, does the same. After each player has placed a great hall and lair, going counterclockwise, each player must place a tunnel and throne room tile. Beginning with the last player, a tunnel must begin from the edge of the pit room and can be placed no closer than 1 hex away from a great hall. At the end of a tunnel, the throne room is placed. After the last player has placed these tiles, it continues in counterclockwise order until all players have finished placing tiles. Now the throne room nearest the first player is considered throne room 1, and going clockwise, the other throne rooms are considered 2, 3, and 4. The game is soon to begin, but first the underworld must gurgle and quake. A spawn roll for each pit, including the pit room, must occur. A spawn roll is very simple. It takes 2 rolls of your 4-sided die. Choose a pit and roll to see what gurgles up from its depths. A roll of 1, 2, or 3 will always be resources. 1 being metals, 2 being gore, and 3 being the forbidden shadow flame. If one of these resources is rolled, a second roll of the D4 is performed, and the result will be the amount of resources that appear. In this case, Windy rolls a 1 for metals, so she rolls again and has rolled a 3. She must place 3 metals on this pit. If the initial roll is a 4, then a card must be drawn. The D4 is rolled again to determine what card to draw. Rolling 1 would be a bribe card, 2 a construct card, 3 a summon card, and 4 a card from the abyss. In this case, Andrew rolls a 4 and must roll again. On his second roll, he rolls a 3 and must draw 1 card from the summon deck. Any event card drawn in this instance is discarded into the box and immediately redrawn until either a creature, item, or spell appears. When placing the card, Andrew puts the card near the pit on the map. He places matching wandering tokens, 1 on top of the card and 1 on the pit rolled. The card is considered on that pit. Players always refer to the matching wandering tokens to find out what is lurking. After each pit is rolled, players place their necromancer squad marker on their chthonic crystal in their lair. Each player takes 3 1-value resources from the stockpile, placing them on the necromancer control card. The resources are considered to be carried by the necromancer itself. Finally, the top awakening card is drawn and placed face down underneath the awakened symbol on the map. This evil will arise, but is unknown at this time. Evil has been waiting. It is now ready. The first player begins to plot his dark agenda.